Hola chicos, este es el vídeo para la semana número 3 de nuestra clase. Entonces os voy a hablar un poco de las tareas, de las conversaciones de Zoom que vais a tener en grupos y un poco más un poco de Canvas y un poco del sitio del Supersite, ¿sí? Entonces voy a hablar un poco en español y después un poco en inglés para que todos me entiendan bien. Bueno, primero, para esta semana, para la semana 3, no hay clases el lunes. El lunes es un día feriado, es el Día del Trabajador, entonces no hay clases y no hay tarea. Entonces no hay actividades en línea que tenéis que hacer. Pero sí hay algo para el jueves. También tenéis que hacer la primera conversación en grupos que vais a hacer en Zoom, ¿sí? Entonces vamos a hablar un poco de eso. Primero quiero hablar un poco del Supersite y unas de las actividades. Entonces, a ver, déjame encontrar el sitio y eso. Voy a hablar un poco de eso. Sí, entonces una cosa que quiero mencionar es que unas de las actividades, unas de las tareas son tareas que yo necesito mirar o escuchar, ¿sí? Entonces, y si yo escucho o a veces si escribes algo largo, una frase, yo necesito hacer correcciones, ¿sí? Entonces, es importante que todos miren mis correcciones o escuchen mis correcciones, ¿sí? A veces son correcciones de gramática o de vocabulario o de pronunciación, pero es importante, ¿sí? Otra cosa es que si tú no comprendes bien las instrucciones y recibes una F, un 0 para una actividad, podemos hablar de eso y si quieres intentar otra vez, puedes hacer eso. Y voy a explicarlo un poco más en inglés. So what I was saying that if you do an activity, for example, one of the speaking activities, and you don't know if you're doing it right or wrong, and you only do it the one time because it's teacher graded. So if I grade it and you get it back and you missed a whole bunch because you didn't understand what you were supposed to be doing, then just look at the activity, send me one of the help, either the help or the other one that was about the grades that you want a score review. And then just write in there that, you didn't understand the instructions. And if you do that and you want to, I can reset that activity and have the grade wiped out for that one activity, and then you can redo it. It's a good option like I said, if you didn't understand the directions for a whole section and you want to redo the whole section. Otherwise, it's not good if you just got one or two wrong, because I can't reset. If you've gone through the 3 trials with something and you just missed 2 out of 10, I can only reset the entire activity. I can't reset just number 7 and 8. So it's a good option for that. So if you want to do that, go ahead and go through and send me the request, the help request or whatever, or the score review through that activity, and I'll go through and reset it for you. Otra cosa que quería mencionar bajo el contenido en las actividades es otra cosa. Si necesitáis un poco más práctica, bueno, no práctica, pero si no comprendes muy bien una lección o si quieres mirar algo, no solamente leer en el libro, pero mirar, se puede ir a ese que dice repaso. ¿Sí? Y ahí en repaso hay tutorías, ¿sí? De diferentes temas. So in the repaso, they have these tutorials, and they are generally grammar tutorials, I think, and they go with what you're doing. So here we were doing the present tense. You can actually, and here's Sarah and a star, progressive forms. They have tutorials that go with all of them, and they're pretty good tutorials. So if trying to get it through the book and you're reading it, but that's not as interesting and you want to look at it a different way, the tutorial is really a good way to go, and each chapter have them. So you have to go to the repaso part first to see that, and you can view it. So anyway, it's another way to hear it, another tool. The next thing I wanted to talk about are the Zoom chats for this week. So this week, everybody has to do their first Zoom chat. So let me go ahead and switch over to this page. So there's a couple things. One, under the modules, you're going to have an explanation each week from now on. You'll have an explanation of what you're going to be doing for that week's Zoom chat. So you just simply open it up, and it's going to tell you. Most of the time, it's going to be like this. I don't know. Think I forgot to put the page number in there, but it should be at page 5, page 9, page 17. But so what you're going to do is basically some of the group work that's in the book, you're going to do those in your Zoom chats. These, that amount of activities should take you about a half an hour. You might spend more time on one than another. Definitely don't rush through these. I mean, you have time to work on them, and the point of this is to try to approximate some of what you do in a classroom, try to approximate it online and in these small groups, and get that same feeling that you're working in a group, that you're working through the activities, that you're practicing your pronunciation, that you're having to produce the sounds and the words and the sentences. So it's important that you not just try to get through it, because the point is that you are working together for 30 minutes, not that you finished it in 10 minutes so you get a gold star. The gold star is to spend the whole time practicing Spanish and working on other things. So definitely spend your time. Make sure that more than just one person answers something. Spend some time and try to make sure that everybody gets a shot at answering the questions. Sometimes I might come up with some other kind of activity or some other questions, but a lot of times it's going to be this. It's going to be things that come that are in the chapter that we've just covered, and our activities to go with that. So anyway, that's always going to be there that you're doing that. The other thing is, if you go to assignments, you can actually see, so I've turned it into an assignment. So every week we're doing this too. That's how I'm going to grade you. So remember that if you haven't already, I've had one group that has sent me their information that they needed to. So they sent me the names of all the people that are in the group. They sent me the day and the time, the half-hour time slot that they're going to be meeting. They sent me a link to the Zoom room, and they created a name for themselves. So remember that everybody needs to do that, and you need to do that by Sunday. It's due by Sunday, so you want to get that done quickly. We've got a holiday weekend, so you want to get that in. So, remember, all those directions are in the discussion. They're in the last module's video and everything too. So make sure that you get that done and get those things sent to me. Also remember that whoever sets up the chat room, they're the ones the only ones who have control over the record button. So you're going to be recording your chat every week. I'm going to be visiting at least 2 to 3 chats a week. I'm going to be stopping by and listening in. Sometimes I'm going to participate, sometimes I'm not. I might intervene if somebody has a question or needs some help. But also remember that that's a time where if you have a question about something or you need a clarification, feel free to ask for that. So you can, have your conversations and everything, but I also want that to be a time when we can interact and talk to each other and get some questions cleared up. It also goes for if you want to make a point of that week you have a question about something. I mean, of course, you can always come to my online office hours is a great way to one-on-one be able to talk to me about something rather than typing it out. Sometimes email, you type this long email, and it's something that we could have covered in 2 minutes in a chat or on the phone too. So, think about that when you're doing things and try to maximize your time and my time. But anyway, if you want me to come, if there's a specific week that you want me to come visit your group because you all have a question about some things that you want to go over, that's fine. Just send me an email ahead of time, and I'll make sure that I make a point of seeing your group that week. Remember that, so you're going to record it, and the person who records it is then going to upload it in the Kaltura Media Gallery is where you're going to upload it. Remember again, and these directions are all in that discussion, that you're going to end up changing the name to it to like week 3. You can put Zoom chat or not, but week 3, and then the name of your group. Okay, so I'm either going to, when I come to your group, I'm going to be evaluating you, or if you just record it and I listen to it that way, I'm going to be evaluating you too. The evaluation is very, very simple. We tried to keep this as simple as possible. You are being graded in 3 areas: in accuracy, appropriateness, and preparedness, in quantity of participation, and quality of participation. So we've kept this really simple so that you know what you're being graded on. Are you participating? Are you just watching everybody else? Are you having a high quantity and a high quality of participation? Are you prepared for what you're doing? And are you accurate? So anyway, you're going to be doing that every week. in the syllabus, it mentions that we are going to be doing 14 chats over the semester, okay? And of those 14 chats, 11 of them are required to be able to get the possible full credit, okay? So what that means is that just like a face-to-face class, you know, I understand that things happen, that you may have something that's going on that week, you may have an emergency, you may have an appointment, and you're not able to come to every single chat. However, that's something that I'm going to be keeping track of through the grades. So if you don't come to a chat in 2 weeks and I get everybody else's and you don't come to that chat, rather than put a grade for you because you weren't there, I just leave it blank. It doesn't give you a 0. It's not the same thing as giving you 0. It doesn't affect your grade at all. So you can possibly have 3 of those. I encourage you to come to all the chats of your group if you can, because it only serves to help you, and that's really the purpose, is making sure that you are prepared, that you are getting a chance to practice the vocabulary, that you're practicing the grammar, that you know what's going on. You know, just like with a regular class, the more classes that you miss, the further behind that you fall. So I think that it's really important that if you can, to attend all of your chats. However, that does give you some flexibility, especially if you want to improve your grade. So if you have some chats that really at the beginning, maybe you don't have a very high participation level or high quality, and it takes you a while to get into it, your grades might not be as good on the chats at the beginning. So if you come to all of the chats, those extra chats will help raise your grade. You know, it'll help average them out if you have higher quality chats later on. Once you go over that 3, so once you hit the 4th one that you missed, that one will be marked down as a 0. So that's how you will see your grade on the chats go. Okay. I did want to show you too that under the people, that what I'm doing, as soon as a group, and your platform is going to look a little different than mine because mine's teacher view, but there's the Zoom chat group. So in the people, that's where you should find yours too. So the first group that I had are Las Cinco Estrellas, so they name themselves. So thank you very much, Las Cinco Estrellas, for being on it and sending me your information, especially so I could use it as an example. So they sent their information, okay? I can look at this and I can see who the students are, okay? And then I can also go to their site. So what I'm doing, as soon as you send me your information about who your group is, what the group name is going to be, what your day and time is, and what your Zoom link is going to be, then I create a group for you. And you don't have to then use the group. I did it for a couple reasons. One, it's for me, so that if I need to go back and see who is doing what when, or have the link, it's a very easy place for me to go to. I created this announcement. And so it's an announcement that I created based on their information, saying that they're meeting Wednesdays, they're meeting from 10 to 10:30 a.m., and there's their Zoom chat room, so that I can easily access that information right there. But the other thing is that each group, as soon as I make a group for you, it's kind of like a Canvas page within a Canvas page. So you have your own announcements, you have your own pages and your own discussions and files that you can share. So if need be, it's a place where you can do sharing among the other people in your group that other groups don't get to see. So that's kind of one of the advantages of it. So I think that is all the information for this time. I think that's all that we needed to say for this week. So anyway, like I said, send me that information if you haven't already. Those are the big things. Send me the information. You don't have a homework due on Monday, but you still have to do a Zoom chat next week, and you still have to do, there's a homework for next Thursday. So get on that. And all right, let me know if you need anything else. Have a great weekend.